Hello, Seasonal Adventurers. Being a car user in Melbourne, I don't often encounter these issues with public transport. I'll keep going in a moment, it's just getting a bit noisy. Okay, as I was saying, being usually a car user in Melbourne, I don't encounter bus replacements or train issues like my fellow friends and colleagues back home. But I've experienced one now for the first time of my stay in London. I was on a train a few minutes ago bound for Heathrow's Terminal 2 and 3, but the announcement said we all had to disembark, and I'm at the station called Barons Court, so I'm just waiting for the signage on either side of this platform to say the final destination being Heathrow's Terminal 2 and 3. It hasn't come up yet. These are the stations on this side, these are the destinations on this side, and these are the destinations on this side. I think I'm understanding correctly that the list there is the final stations, so none of them say Heathrow, so I'm not going to board. But I can double check with us if I see a staff member on the platform and ask if I could take one of these trains, but I think to be safe I'll wait for one that says Heathrow. So I just double checked on my phone. The Piccadilly line splits off into two separate lines as it goes like past Hammersmith. So one line it will go continue to Heathrow, and then another one will go not to Heathrow. So what I could do, whenever the next train comes, I'll just disembark at Hammersmith and then wait for the next train that says it's going to Heathrow, because so far I didn't think I'd have to wait this long. Neither of the signage on either platform, left or right of me, says Heathrow. On the left says Acton Town, Rayners Lane, not in service. And on the right, Elan Broadway, Richmond, and Elan Broadway. So yeah, I think I'll take this train and disembark at Hammersmith and regroup my plans there. It really makes a difference catching the train. It's about 1:45 and in this carriage, aside from me, there's maybe 4 other people, compared to obviously if you went during rush hour, any time I guess from 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning, and say 3:30 and 7:30 of an evening. Yeah, so I could sit down if I wanted to, but I think I'll just stand and disembark at Hammersmith and then wait for the next Heathrow bound train. Plenty of time. The check-in time for the hotel there is 3 p.m. Hopefully they'll have some sort of early check-in program or policy like they do with Premier Inn. And onward we go. Actually, Acton Town is the last train on that fork in the train lines, so I'll get off in 2 more stops at Acton Town and then wait for the Heathrow bound train from there. That's the plan.
Passengers in between Acton Town and Heathrow, there's a rail replacement bus service operating in the next station, which is Acton Town.
Okay, the announcement just said disembark here at Hammersmith and take a bus directly to Heathrow. Let's do it. So here we go, updated service information. Non-stop bus service to Heathrow from Lower Bus Station, Bus Stop J at the far end. I'm not sure where that is, but I'm sure I can ask someone. Okay, this is certainly an unexpected journey to get to Heathrow, but as I said, we've got plenty of time, and this is exactly the reason why I've chosen to stay at one more hotel the night before my flight, because of such possibilities such as this, a bus replacement instead of the usual many trains along the Piccadilly line that would normally take you to Heathrow. So my suitcase is in the hold underneath, and looks like we're not charged. I was asking, do I tap on my card in terms of my credit card for the cost of the ride, and they said no. So that's a bonus. Complimentary bus service. Yeah, you think they would try to recoup the costs, but oh, it's in their hands. I'm just curious, and I'm willing to to pay my way, obviously, but I suppose it is an inconvenience. People would normally be catching the train as I would, so I suppose in compensation for that, we've got a free shuttle, effectively. Oh, this is interesting. I get to see the roadways towards Heathrow. Yeah, so let's look out the window. Feels like going on the Skybus all over again. The Skybus I took from in Melbourne, from Southern Cross Station to Melbourne Airport. In this case, it's a nondescript, non-numbered bus, which was just at bus stop J. And on we go to Heathrow. If we've paused in traffic, I might just pause until something more interesting happens. How ironic, I've come full circle and ended up back at Hammersmith. I thought I wouldn't be back here until the next trip to London, whenever that might be. As the train announcement said, all passengers please disembark at Hammersmith and catch a bus connection directly to Heathrow. So I was thinking of getting off at Acton Town, but I don't know, maybe they have bus shuttles there, because what if somebody was staying at Acton Town and needed to go to Heathrow? So I presume the stations after Hammersmith, the one after Hammersmith and then Acton Town, would have similar bus connection services to take people to Heathrow, or from Heathrow to those stations. So that makes me think, if there's currently a bus replacement between Hammersmith onwards to Heathrow, it looks like it may put a dent in my plans to pass the time and sightsee more before taking my flight to North Carolina tomorrow. I think it's a bit more of an inconvenience to have to catch a bus replacement if I wanted to go back into town, say to Piccadilly Circus or to Victoria Station. There is a Heathrow Express train that I've not tried. I don't know if that's affected with the bus replacements. I can ask when I'm at Heathrow. I don't want to catch a taxi because it's going to be stuck. I'll just show you. It's probably around noon now, and it's gridlock. You could forgive me in thinking that it's rush hour already, but yeah. The buses obviously are competing with car traffic as well. London being such a sprawling, ever-growing city, I don't think there's too many dedicated bus lanes like there are in Melbourne. So the bus would be travelling along roadways that share cars with it too. No, not as many dedicated bus lanes. My first time travelling on any transport on the roadways of London to Heathrow, so I'm not going to be much of a narrator in terms of what we're seeing out the window. Locals to London, or those that have lived here before, can help me, or help fellow viewers if there's something of interest that we pass by and it completely goes over my head because I don't know what it is. So yeah. This ambulance, I'd be tempted to turn on the lights, not the sirens, to get to their destination quicker. Yeah, I suppose that would be abuse of their power. Looks like more apartments coming up. More shoe boxes, I can relate to that. They look alright though, I mean, yeah, if they're just one bedroom apartments and you're a single person like me, could be right up your alley. Not sure how close we are to any tube stations near here though, in terms of those apartments or office blocks, or mixture of both. Clear day here in London again, spring weather. A touch on the cool side whenever there's a breeze or a gust, but yeah, very much reminds me of Melbourne. I don't mind this weather at all. Londoners may complain it's too cold, but this is excellent. It's not too cold and not too hot, just right, just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Instead of the soup, it's a level of weather. There was a time that I was into darker colours, like this office apartment block just now behind a petrol station, but it looks depressing. That sort of dark grey black, yeah. That I would fancy an apartment block painted polka dots with, you know, multi colours like the remake of Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but all kind of dark colours is, yeah, kind of absorb the heat as well during summer, I would imagine. It would like attract heat and not repel it, like if you had a white building like the one you can see in the distance there. It looks like an older style model of apartment blocks, I assume. That's white. Many a church you'd see, or church type building in London. There would be a freeway or a highway to the airport. We haven't reached it yet. I mean, I hate to think this is it. Yeah, I think if we were on the freeway, it wouldn't be so close to residences or offices like this. It would be, yeah, no traffic lights and walled sections, so that it would be a sound barrier if there are houses on the other side. So we must be crawling our way towards such a freeway or highway, I assume. National Express looks like a private bus company. Maybe they're also shuttling people to Heathrow. All hands on deck. All passengers to buses. It's like a Night Rider car that just went past. As I said in my Skybus narration back in Melbourne, yeah, Londoners drive on the left-hand side of the road, as you can clearly see. So again, very reminiscent of Melbourne. In the way, yeah, we also drive on the left-hand side of the road. Bikies. Harley Davidsons, if I'm not mistaken, not all of the models. rocky ride. I mean, not quite bumpy, just yeah, bus shaking from left to right. Self-storage, I can relate to that. Now that my Kennards Ivanhoe account is closed, thanks to my friend Frank, who he emptied it out in one, well, when I say one night, one visit. So all of those possessions that were in the storage are now in my apartment. B&Q is it like some sort of Costco? Not sure. Maybe just a business. Its workers park there, staff parking. London, I'm not sure what that is, what that means. Some sort of freeway, we haven't reached it yet, but I presume that's where the driver's headed, aiming for. Feel more like a, yeah, like as they call it, a ring road or an M1 or M2 type of road. Interesting, it looks like it's only 2 lanes either side, so if it was a freeway you'd think it'd have 3 or 4 lanes or 5 lanes, but it's only got 2 lanes, so probably more like a highway than a freeway. I'm not sure what speed we're going at, probably at least 80 if I had to guess. That's kilometers an hour. Been to London before and never taking roadway transport like this, I'd say I would have already arrived at Heathrow stop terminals 2 and 3 on the Piccadilly line if it was operational, versus travelling on this bus. Travelling through this option seems a lot longer, taking a lot longer. I would hate to think my fellow passengers in front of me, if they've got a flight that's leaving today, I think the airlines unfortunately wouldn't be able to compensate them, because transport to the airport is up to you to arrange and leave enough time for such hiccups as this. So again, that's why I like to stay at the airport I'm flying out to the night before, to cover for such incidences as this, bus replacements. Section of the highway has slowly transformed in my book into a freeway, because now it looks like there's at least 3 lanes on either side, and I can see bus lane, but yet we're not using it. So anyway, just observation. Well, hello old friend. Imagine the bus driver should make some announcement which is the first stop if you're after terminals 1, 2 or 3, etc. I'll see my hotel from here. It's called Hilton Gardens. I think that's it there. Oh, I saw the tip of it. Yeah. Yeah, that building there is my hotel. The one with the, I don't know, those what do they call them? What's happening? Why is everyone getting up? I suppose I better too. It sounds like we've stopped in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I'm trying to find a pathway to that hotel because that's my hotel there. So let's just find a pedestrianised way to get there. Okay, well I'm in the car park section as if I've come here by car. Let's find our way. I think I'll stop the video here for now until I get settled into the hotel. So bye for now.